upper deck. Wow. Too cool. So we're at the bow. The buoys. See some crab pots. Big crab pots. Yeah. Go to the stern. The stern of the ship. Crew only. Can't go there. Deadliest Catch. Crab fishing is not for wimps. 6 o'clock tonight.
Well, the sun will still be up.
But we're pulling up on some buoys here. What we got is a prawn long line. And we're fishing for prawns, they're deep water. So you use a long line. You know, you can fish upwards of 400 feet. You're trying to pull 1,000 pots in a 24-hour period. You can pull a buoy line all day if you had just each one on a buoy. So they long line. Ours is just an example, 4 pots. But if you were commercial fishing, you'd have these things 35, 45, 55, whatever you want on that long line. Anybody know the difference between a prawn and a shrimp?
Yeah.
So that's the most common answer, but what it is prawns are meat eaters, they're carnivorous. So we bait the pot and they come to us. Shrimp are vegetarians, that's why they needed to drag that, you know, Lieutenant Dan and Forrest had to drag that net. So we got these baited up, this is real-time fishing. We gotta do something there.
Yeah, I gotta do something.
Now these prawns, they are sushi grade. You probably saw some in the tank when you got on the boat. Fishermen get upwards of $20 a pound for these things live. So you don't have to catch a whole bunch per pot. You know, you get a pound of pot, 1,000 pots a day. You're doing that every day. You're making some money. Again, this is real-time fishing. You see when Melissa takes this pot, if you watch, look at the circumference of that pot. There are 3 tunnels, we call them. 3 3-inch stainless steel rings pulled to the center of that pot where that bait is. Makes it easy for them to get in there, far more difficult for them to figure out how to get out. Anything that fits in that ring that's carnivorous, that's what you're
I
going
love
to get.
babies. I know.
Cute.
We'll put them back so they
crabby.
grow to be.
That's a good sized prawn in there. That's huge.
Wow.
5 more of those, you have enough for a prawn.
Look at him getting out. The crab.
Crab's trying to get out.
There's different crabs.
There we go. There's the top of this pot.
Okay. Oh my.
Like I said, anything that fits in there gets in there.
What is it? He knows what's good.
Pieces.
Okay, folks, you're gonna stay in your seats. We're gonna get some stuff out, bring it around. You guys are gonna hold it, get some pictures. Yep, man.
Now, I don't know, I told a couple of you guys that this might happen. We have one in the tank, and we're gonna get an opportunity later. I'm just gonna let him go.
Yeah.
It is a Pacific octopus, and you can see the size of those little tunnels. He made it in there. Anything his beak will fit through, he'll get in. I mean, they like crabs and they like prawns.
The back.
Who wants to hold something?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, Nelly.
All right, just pinch gently right above it, my fingers. There you go. Perfect. This is a little baby bear dye.
Oh, bear dye crab.
Yeah, it's a bear dye tanner crab or a snow crab. He does have pinchers.
Oh, okay.
So,
Thank you.
prawns
Bear dye crab.
in the shell.
Hello, honey.
Oh, wow.
Oh, if something smells fishy, it's dead. Fresh fish doesn't smell
Another
good.
little fact about that guy we just let go.
Not terribly.
There's a good chance he
so exciting.
It is. Very.
Oh, yeah.
An ultrasound deal. They got an ultrasound deal they do now. So yeah, if they don't kill them, I'm gonna do them.
It did.
Not on the giant Pacific hawk.
You sell them? I mean,
You can eat them, you can sell them.
We have 4 pots here. Pretty easy to hook them up in order. Even I can do it. But most of those guys, they come out here, they're going to be set 75 to 100 in a set. And they're going to be on a smaller boat, just going to be rocking and rolling. Can you imagine one of those piles tips over, trailing? You just got to watch that stuff wad up.
Hanging and holding, yeah.
okay, start letting them go.
First one's over.
Throwing pots. These are the prawn pots.
Alright. Now you guys are prawn fishermen.
We all good? Okay. We've seen a lot of stuff, but we haven't seen a crab yet. You guys ready to go crabbing?
Yeah!
That's kind of weak for how many you got. You guys ready to go crabbing?
People walk by one more time.
I mean, maybe he could, but they've never done it.
Yeah, buoy back there.
Yeah, oh yeah. All
There's
right.
a buoy out there.
Okay, here we go. Folks, I'm gonna hand foil this. I point that out because this is how we all started. There's one trip that I haven't made that halfway through that trip, I told myself, if this thing gets to town, I'm out of here. I'm done. This is stupid. You get to town, get a little cat nap, somebody buys a couple pizzas, you get a snack, they hand you a check from the trip before for $14,000. 22 years old. Folks getting ready to leave again.
You're
You
getting
look at that
on.
book, you look at the check, and you go, it wasn't that bad. They always get you sucked in with the money. You got 2 bucks. Alright, Deadliest Catch fans are going, that's not a crab pot. Actually it is, it's not one of those square ones, but I'm gonna tell you why and how these got invented for the fishery is simply this. There's a pucker string here. I pull that, the bottom of that pot releases the web, and now I can start stacking them up. Smaller boats that could only get a dozen, maybe 15 of those big ones on there, they can take 100 of these. So now they're competing. That's how it got invented. The way it fishes, we got the bait jar in there, the crab, the scent's going back and forth with the tides, it fishes 360 degrees. They just start walking up the side. Just like that. You weren't down there, you don't know. And they fall near the top, and they're caught in a trap. And they can't walk out. No. What do you got to do?
Sing it, brother.
I have crabs. I have box king crabs. They are really closely related to the king crab. Their meat tastes just like king crab. As you can see, they have shorter legs. There really is no commercial value to them. Nobody processes them. And that's because they're very hard to catch unless you happen to be in an area where they're at. And there just aren't that many areas, so nobody's going to process them. A couple guys in California tried, and I think they made a little bit of money for a while, but not long enough to keep it going. It's too labor intensive. But that being said, I think they're the coolest crabs we catch, and we don't seem to have too much problem catching them in that bay. Now, when these guys are closed, they look like a rock. When they open up,
Oh, yeah.
they don't. That's all I can tell you. But when you guys hold them, and you will, I hope, you just put a couple fingers down there on their belly band, thumb on their back, and just hold them like sandwich, and just check them out. They will open up, trust me. What do you got?
What I'm holding here is a tanner crab. You've heard tanner crab, you've heard of helio crab. The species is simply, tanner crab. This is a paradise of helio. Tanner is the species. You're gonna hold this guy right out on the ends of his legs like this, gently. You do not want to hold him like that. He will come and find you if you do that like this box crab. And it will hurt. To hold you, it will cut you. It's serrated. You just grin and bear it. Bear it all. Okay, we got the chain scout. We got the girls are going to take some up above. You guys don't have to come down here. And you guys are going to hold some of these crabs. Come right out to the rail. Let's get some photos and stuff. Try not to block the waves down. We don't have room for everybody out here, but we'll just split it up as much as we can.
There you go. Aren't they cool?
Yeah. What a while.
And when you're done, just pass me somebody else. Optimus Prime. Did anybody pick up the one that crawled on the desk?
Yeah.
Oh, well, why would I even think about that?
What's this guy?
You were just gonna film his crash? What are you got your own YouTube page or something?
Yeah, actually.
What are these called again?
They're box crabs. There was a box king crab. And they actually have a lot, they have probably meat content wise. This guy doesn't have any meat in him. Let's see why.
Is it dead?
Yeah.
There's no.
I'm looking for the hole. Because an octopus probably was in here. I mean, feel how light he is. I mean, there's no meat left at all. What an octopus will do will punch a hole in the shell and they inject an enzyme and it just liquefies the meat and they drink it like a Slurpee.
Wow.
Oh yeah.
Is he alive?
Yeah, it's no fun down there. You don't want to be down there. Yeah, that's a male. Oh, you want me to tell you?
Yes.
Yeah. If it's pointy, it's a male. If this was a female, it would be the female. I'll see if there's any in here. Usually they don't hang together. Yeah, that would be the last.
Gonna hold?
Yeah.
That's standard. I'm just looking to see if we caught any females. I doubt it.
Hey, we are having such a blast here on the Aleutian Valley. This has been the best experience we've ever had.
Oh my gosh, so much fun.
We will show the video. Quite a few people, but it's beautiful. People are going nuts, us included.
Holding things, fishing things, throwing a hook.
Yeah.
Dave, my wife looked right at me and goes, "You're the only one that thinks you're funny." The truth of the matter is, conditions like today, these guys probably go half day out of the water. As long as there's flow or some kind of humidity.
All right, this makes a pretty good video when I dump this and he starts showing that line.
Yeah, you want to get that still to the line going through the air. Yeah. Try to get my chisel feet.
Hey guys, get ready, let her go.
Okay, here we go, dude.
Ready, Andy?
Yep, going over. Here's the big photo op.
Woo!
You get it?
Yeah.
Oh man. Whoever thought it was a good idea to put a ShamWow microphone on a very deep grabber. Genius. Maria. Okay folks, what I'm holding here, golden Alaskan king crab. One of bugger. One of three species we target up here. There's red king crab, golden king crab, and blue king crab. And only two things differ when you target these animals. One of them's the depth of water. The other's the type of bottom. If you go looking for red king crab, 42 fathoms is a good place to start. 6 feet to a fathom. You're looking for a muddy, sandy, tacky bottom. These guys that we're holding here, upwards of 2,500 feet. They're down there on steep cliffs. Very slow fishing. You have to be patient to fish these guys. The blue king crab, they're around some islands up in the Bering Sea. Most of the conditions for him. Kind of gravelly, lower salinity, there's some springs under those islands. Now you get him back to the boat, he does have to be a male for us to keep him. I can tell by this point here. That abdominal flap going to a point tells me this is a male. Female's very distinct. Looks like a fan, half a fan there. And what that is, she's got a clutch of eggs she's protecting. Hundreds and thousands of them underneath her. And although that's an impressive number, get this, less than 0.1% survive. Because when they come out, they're microscopic. Everything down there's eaten. You park a codfish next to them and she spawned it, they're just eating them up, no problem. So they take the biomass of the female very serious. We cannot come into town with a female. There's no excuse for it. You end up with one in the tank, somebody wasn't paying attention, she was holding on, they will find you. Okay, you get it back, gotta be a male, gotta be a specific size. You see the guys run over to the table, they're throwing crab down, they're throwing them overboard, years of experience. They got an eye for it, but you always have some you're not sure about. And that's when you get the stick. Because a legal crab for this species will be worth over $100. So you don't want to go, nah, he's short, caught. No, get that stick. If a predator gets a hold of this guy, he can't eject his legs deliberately. He will shoot him off. It's a defense mechanism. Predator gets legs. If he's fortunate enough to go through another 3-4 volt cycles, he will regenerate those limbs to the point you won't tell he lost. We've been trying to be better stewards of the environment around us. We came to the conclusion, it's like, you know what, let's put some in the aquarium, we'll get a chiller, we'll keep them on board, it'll go further, we won't jerk them up and down. Besides, predation was terrible down there too. So we are going to pull up that Bering Sea king crab pot because this is the workhorse of the Bering Sea. It's a 6.5 ply. They make them bigger, they make them smaller. We're going to pull that up and you're going to see inside that we had some models made, replicas of king crab. So we could stage them in the pot as if it were fishing on the ocean floor. So we'll pull that up and explain to you, me and Big D explain to you what's going on. And then Cap Ron, you're going to see some colorful tags on this pot. You Deadliest Catch fans, I want to report when we're done today what you think about watching this 800 pounds of cold steel coming over the rail as opposed to that floating flat screen TV.
Can you get your phone out?
Don't be impressed with my throat. There you go. I'm 22 years old. I better get that at my age. on, get it, throw my head back.
You ever had to do it without that wind?
Now I'm gonna use the teeth boiler, we call it. I'm not gonna do that can boiler that I did. Alright. So anyway, guys can get this thing $12,000, $15,000 one-time purchase. And it's like you gain a whole nother decade. I can do measuring crabs, fill with bait jars. Well, yeah, no, they're replicas, but you know what? We increased our by 700% of our impact by doing this. And like I said, these are replicas. These were made from real king crab. You know, came out of Dutch Harbor and was sent to Oregon, and they did that laser imagery and blah blah blah. So we set them up as if it was fishing on the ocean floor. I got 3 riders going in my tunnel. We call them riders because they're not even inside yet.
3D
These
printing.
got 2 riders. Half a dozen crab inside. One of the things you do, you have 300 of these steel cages on a boat. You're gonna set half of them. You're gonna go back, it might take 12 hours. You're gonna go back and do what we call spot check. You pull one up to take a look. They were there last year, doesn't mean they're there this year. This comes up after 12 hours, everybody's jacked. That's good fishing. It's not even in yet. We're on it. So, what you're gonna do is check a couple more, get the rest of that gear out in front of them, wherever you think they might be coming from. Then you're gonna pull like heck. You come back to a 60, 70 average in about 40, 45 hours, and they're $100 a piece. So that's absurd.
All right, first thing I'm gonna do, I gotta set this pot down. There's 2 hooks on the bottom of that launcher. That secures the bottom, keeps it stable. But I have to move it around a lot, so I have to secure the top. And what I'm gonna use is what we call dogs. And that's just 2 hooks that come out, they center that pot and hold it tight to the top of the table. Free to move it around. Stand it up like this. 2 guys are gonna whip a table in right underneath this thing. 2 guys are gonna unhook these rubbers, and they're gonna flip this door up on top. Now the crab are ready to come out. How are we gonna get them out? We're gonna dump them out.
Boom.
And now I'm gonna shake this handle. I'm gonna keep shaking this handle until they all fall out. You guys are gonna whip their table back, and I'm gonna set it down. Just 3 little steps, pretty easy, unless you forget one. I mean, here in a net bay is flat. If I forgot this step in a net bay, say I didn't put these dogs on, this spot would slide off, hit the protective stuff, and land up down here. We'd have to use the hook and put it back on. We don't fish in a net bay. And there is no protective thing there. There's no guard. If you don't put the dogs on up there, minimum, this spot's going to end up against that rail. And it's just a matter of what speed it's going to take going across there and how many people are going to be running for their lives. You really have to pay attention. I mean, everybody has seen it, and the objective is to just not see it very often. I mean, I don't know how else to say it.
Yeah, exactly. Greg Lundberg was worth one a trip, at least one a trip.
I know a couple guys that were just unbelievable hydro guys, but that they just couldn't grasp that concept, and they ended up coiling a lot of line.
You don't get to the hydros right away. After you've been on the boat a while before they trust you with the hydros. Okay, king crab pots. 2 different, we refer to them as king crab pots. 2 different fisheries we got going. Snow crab, king crab. We got 1 set of gear. So we got to accessorize that gear. So when we're king crabbing, we take this tanner hood, we call it, and we flip it up, zip tie it. That allows this big king crab encompassing body to get through that 9 by 30 inch opening. We got escapement mesh up front here. lets the juveniles out, the smaller, typically females are smaller in the species. All right, so now we're king crab. Okay, now it's time to go with snow crab fishing. We're gonna pull down this canter hood, sit tight in place. It's gonna restrict that opening to about 3 inches. Let the little black guys in there. These guys can't get in there. Cuts down on the mortality. We're not harassing them out of season. But they're gonna go right out this mesh. So I got a canter panel that I drop down and zip that in. The females of snow crab species don't get any bigger than that. The whole crab, legs and everything, they're just itty bitties. So they're coming and going all the time. So that's what's going on there. One of the things we do with a brand new pot, we cut an 18-inch hole in that pot deliberately. We sew it back up with biodegradable cotton. It's figured out on a tensile strength and a diameter to rot out in about 35 or 40 days. What that does, if you lose these, you don't want them, they're expensive. But the ice gets them, people run over them at night, you don't see them. And we don't want it down there ghost fishing. And what that is, without that cotton in there, fish goes in, crab goes in, and it's just a cycle forever. We put that cotton in, get this. The fishermen were the ones that came up with the idea. It wasn't the, law enforcement. We thought, you know what, we gotta do something because those things are all over now. All right. All right, thank you guys. Get it? Folks, you notice the different colored lines that just pull out of this barrel here. Colors don't mean anything. It's different manufacturers made all over the world. But there's two very precise things going on here. One of them is we got a poly line that's designed to flow. The reason that is so that it'll float up away from those steel bars and not chafe off in a storm. Get it away from that pot. The sinking line, we put that on the buoys so that when we pull up to it, we can get it without getting the line in the wheels. Okay, guys, let her go. Watch your feet. Sure. All right, you ready, Andy? Yeah. Going over. Same with that. Like I said, she does as pretty as a job as I do. And you do have to be careful. Because that thing costs so much, you don't want to throw a mess. You throw a mess, we call it short shotting yourself, you'll never see it again. It'll pull those buoys right under. Just like that. I don't think it was enough line to screw up, but you saw what it did. I appreciate you not pointing it out. Anytime you cross the line, you're looking for. Anyway, I lied about that video thing. Just go ahead and delete that stuff. There'll be plenty more. Oh, he inked to this. Okay, this is what I did not want him to do. Boy, he's mad. He's okay now. He doesn't realize how close to freedom he is. Yeah, exactly. Exactly. Because we do. We only hold on to it for a couple, 3 days. We get them in the pots, and the deal was if you're going to eat our show, you're going to be part of it. So hopefully you guys all get a picture of this animal. To tell you what it's about the taste recognition, one of the things I've read, there was an aquarium with the curators, Bill and Bob, I'll say, and Bill would come over and slap the tank, and the octopus would come up and touch him and go right back. And but if Bob did it, the octopus started to come out. Bob was the one that fed the octopus. It knew the difference from touching. You guys get a picture?
Oh, he was waiting to do that. I guess he still was angry. Now I'm angry. It's kind of a deal.
I got one more cool thing. The only solid thing on him is this big, but look, check this out. You can sex these animals. You go right between the eyes, take the third leg to the right, and if there's suction cups all the way to the end, it's a female. But if they stop short, it's a male. This stops short, it's a male. And I know you're thinking, why do I need to know that? It may come up at a dinner party and you're going to be a genius. All right. Well, like I said, we catch these every day. As you can see, we let the one go. Okay, we're going to let this guy go. Hey, how you doing? Hey. Bye, Hank. Bye, Hank. Don't want to hold on to them too long. One of the things that I worry about having you folks out here this long is I'm worried about your, the condition you're in. This is quite possibly the longest you've been away from that buffet. But Melissa's got some crackers. What do you got, Melissa? She's got seafood. She's got goldfish crackers and sea salt.
I love Alaska. I've been here since '77. I hope you guys just had an awesome time. I hope you had some great tours, because there's some great tours all through, Alaska, and I hope you really enjoyed ours. And we tried to show you what we could. You can go showing everything.
All right.
Oh,
Coming back
the
into
one you read there is the one I used.
dock.
We were just on
Two cruise ships,
Yeah.
All in America and Princess, Grand Princess.
There's something wrong with my blood or something. There really is. I 10
been a
degrees
great
warmer
excursion.
than most people. Yeah. Good. Thank you. Where you owe $66,000 in that tax. Yeah, we don't have
picture. I want to go
to. She should have.
Thank you, Steve Lane.
Good.
So, getting off Aleutian Ballad
Keep coming.
after a wonderful cruise.
Sesame.
Thanks again.
Thank you for coming with us. Thanks,
you.
buddy.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Thank you so much.
Adventure has concluded. It's not disappointed. So, find the no rain. We had no rain.